Off here on NFL Live, Adam Schefter posting less than a half hour ago that Antonio Pierce has been fired as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Dan Graziano with us now. Graz, what more can you tell us about the decision?
Yeah, Antonio Pierce, much like Gerard Mayo in New England, out after just 1 year as head coach. A lot of good feeling around that situation last year because he had finished as strong as an interim coach the year before. But the GM Tom Telesco, who we've been told is staying on as general manager, and new minority owner Tom Brady, both expected to have a role in the selection of the next head coach. Antonio Pierce obviously the team did not perform to the extent that ownership wanted it to this year, and they've decided to make a change moving forward.
All right, more from Graz throughout the show. This, by the way, the Raiders' fourth head coach they'd be looking for in 5 years' time. Mina, Dan Orlovsky, Andrew Hawkins here for the hour. Let's start with you, Dan, on this. You heard the information there that Brady could have a say in who they go with here. We expect that if they draft a quarterback as well. What do you think about this news?
I think the overall thing is we have a head coaching, hiring, and firing epidemic a little bit. And I don't know the last time we had two coaches that were 1 year hires fired within that first or after that first season. And something needs to be looked at with some of the hiring processes that are going on in some situations. I think number one, they have the sixth pick in the NFL draft, and then number two, $73 million, which is the fifth most in free agency. So Tom Telesco is going to stay as their general manager. Everyone's going to correlate okay, you got to go get a quarterback. That is 100% valid, but we can't just consistently think get the quarterback. It has to be about, they got to think about it in this regards. In the organization or in the division, they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. They have Sean Payton and Bo Nix. And they have Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh. So, you got to make sure that the head coach that you get is paired with the right quarterback to have any shot in the division.
Yeah, I hear you about the quarterback not being the sole issue, but the quarterback is why Antonio Pierce doesn't have a job right now, right? This was the worst quarterback situation room in the NFL by a lot of people's estimations going into the season, and they lived up or down to the expectations. Yeah. The second they rolled into the season with Gardner Minshew, who they gave a pretty sizable contract, by the way, Tom Telesco did, and Aiden O'Connell, you knew how this was going to go. And you look back, obviously you're happy you have Brock Bowers, who's sensational. Mm-hmm. But you do.
There's some young talent on the team. There is.
Yeah, definitely. Jackson Power-Johnson's there also, and the wide receiver room is good. But you do look back at the last offseason and wonder if that was their chance to maybe go up and get one as we head into an offseason where there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks and not a lot of quarterbacks.
It's worth remembering they wanted Michael Penix Jr., right? And they weren't able to get him. Had they gotten him, think about how differently their season could have gone, especially considering how well he's looked in Atlanta.
I'm in the Mina camp as well. That's why it's surprising to me. Yes, there's a hiring-firing issue, but coming into the season, we were very aware of what the quarterback situation was. And it was looking like a team with a quarterback that was going to be 4 wins. Yeah, there's talent on the team, but you can't expect for an offense and a team to move when you, like you said, you have Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. They'll play good in moments and spurts as backups, but nobody looked at them and said these are franchise guys. So after 1 year with that as a quarterback, I'm not surprised by the Raiders' result after year one.
I'll be really interested to see how much say Tom Brady has and how his vantage point is different than some of the New England attachments. He has the benefit of going to another organization and seeing how they're doing it, because everyone constantly attaches the Patriot way or the under the Belichick tree to you can't do it that way. It can't just be replicated. And so Tom goes to Tampa, Jason Light and Bruce Arians, and he has experiences success. I'd just be interested to see how that perspective kind of shapes a lot of his impact.
You mentioned that they pick at 6. Quarterback is not probably an option there. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders already off the board. They would need to go up. You wonder, Max Crosby. You hate to send him away. He's the identity of the team. But do you think that we could be in a situation where you see them make a big trade to try to get up a little higher in the draft?
I don't think either of those quarterbacks right now, I have to study them, are worth to try and go get Jaden Daniels of last year, I think this feels a lot more like let's make sure we hire the right head coach and we address the quarterback situation. Maybe it's Kirk Cousins. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's Sam Darnold or a second-round pick rather than jumping the gun and mortgaging the future, because they do have good young talent.
All right, interesting. All right, I'm hearing we have a tweet to see. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but we're going to put it up on the screen here as we continue this breaking news. Oh, Raiders Limited owner Tom Brady, according to Adam Schefter, expected to be part of a collaborative committee to interview head coaching candidates and support team owner Mark Davis, per league sources. So he'll be in the interviews, sounds like. Just, Mina, a quick reaction to that.
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing, sort of to Dan's point, how much he wants to find a coach. His decision or the qualities he's looking for pertain to the environment for the quarterback, right? Like if they are going for a young quarterback, is he going to be leaning towards getting an offensive mind, someone with play calling experience, or drawing on his own experience in New England? Is it more about a program builder? Will he be open-minded to defensive coaches? I truly don't know. I think, though, it is going to tell us a lot about how they view the quarterback position as well.
Yeah.